everyone, I'm Don Pratt, host of a show here on Rogers TV where we give you a perspective of police in your community. Welcome to Policing York Region. Today's show, we're going to be talking to Constable Lex Hands, a crime prevention officer with York Regional Police, and we're also going to be speaking with Staff Sergeant Peter Casey from the Uniform Recruiting Unit. Right now, we're going to go to a clip from recruiting.
Maybe you've seen it on the street, somewhere in your neighborhood, under a set of flashing red and blue lights, or in the shadows behind the yellow tape. It's at the forefront of innovation. You'll find it day or night, no exceptions, because the people who wear it answer the call when there's no one else to turn to. It's always on the scene, worn by individuals who don't want to be stuck behind a desk, whose skills earn them the right to wear it every single day. It stands for integrity, leadership, and teamwork. It sticks around long after others have gone to bed, and its very presence makes your street a safer place. Our crest is more than just a symbol. It makes a difference in our community, a lasting impression. It's a badge of honor for those who inspire the next generation. Don't pass up this chance. This is your time to realize your potential, to step forward and earn your badge. This is your time to wear the crest.
Wow, what a great clip. Peter, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks very much.
I've been hearing the buzz around here about that video clip. First time I've seen it.
We're very proud of it.
Fantastic. So, yeah, please talk to us a bit about the Uniform Recruiting Unit. What is your role?
I'm the Staff Sergeant in charge of the Uniform Recruiting Unit.
Right.
I oversee the day-to-day operations, but I have a great group of people who work very hard all year round.
Right.
And particularly in our coming years, starting out with this year, we're extremely busy, probably looking to hire in the neighborhood of 90 to 100 officers alone this year.
That's a lot of members.
Yes, well, it's there's a slight increase in authorized strength for our service this year, but most of it is attributed to attrition that we're anticipating in the next few years.
Yeah, you're going to be having people leaving the organization.
Yes.
Retirement.
Yes.
Right. So a lot of those numbers are replacing.
Correct.
As people are retiring.
Correct. The majority of the hires this year will be replacing officers who are eligible to leave. Of course, the numbers will depend ultimately on how many do decide to leave, but we need to be prepared to keep our numbers at authorized strength to keep your community safe.
Yeah, of course. You always have to keep those numbers equal to the system, right? And I understand that that's going to be kind of the way it's going to be for the next few years.
We anticipate over the next 3 to 4 years, we could potentially lose up to 300 sworn members from our service. And so we need to be prepared to keep our staffing levels, our policing levels at levels to keep our public safe.
Right. You need to be well ahead of that.
Yes,
right?
we do.
You do. So some of the methods that you use, I've seen it. I've seen it on transit buses. I've seen it on Twitter. Some of the methods that you're using for your recruiting.
Social media has become a great tool for us these days. Yeah. You have to be with the times.
You do.
I'm a dinosaur myself, but a number of members.
We might have a harder time with it than some.
Yes, a number of members in my unit and our corporate comm are well with things in social media, and we're using it to the best of our ability. We attend between information sessions and other outreach events. We attended over 100 events last year. Wow. So as I say to my people, we're not just we're not the uniform hiring unit, we're the uniform recruiting unit. So the job is twofold. It's recruiting and hiring.
Absolutely. You need to attract those applicants.
Yes.
Right? So when you say over 100 events, you're attending events that have already been established in the community?
Correct. And a number of them are at educational institutions who invite us for career fairs. A number of them are events in our diverse community where we are invited to come in and speak with individuals in our community and let them know what their opportunities are. We've had a couple of women's symposiums last year, and we plan to have another one this spring as well. And so a number of events like that. Again, we need to, with the numbers that we're looking to hire in the next few years, we are really trying to get the message out there that this is the time for people to apply.
I've seen that tagline.
Yes.
I believe it's "This is your time."
This is your time, and it couldn't be more appropriate right now for opportunities, for career opportunities in our service. Okay. So, we want that message out there that this is the time. If you've been thinking about it, if you haven't been confident enough to apply, if you don't think the career opportunities are there, or that the jobs are there, it couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, they are there. And we had a bit of a conversation earlier about careers within a career.
Absolutely. Right. So I don't know who they are, but the saying out there is that millennials will want to have 6 or 7 careers, and they won't want to settle into one career for 30 or 35 years. Yeah. And I can tell you from experience, in my 26 years, I'm probably on my 5th or 6th career.
Sure, within the organization.
Within the organization. So you can, particularly with a service as large as York Region, with over 80 units within the service itself, you can have careers within a career from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Absolutely.
And all the while, you have your benefits, you have your pension, you have the job security.
Of course.
But you can do all that within a 30 to 35-year career, and you won't be sitting at the same desk.
No, you're not going to be bored.
Not at all.
Right, and we talked about different areas within policing. You've had some great opportunities.
Absolutely. I've worked in some administrative roles in my career, but I've also worked in organized crime, drugs and vice, recruiting, training.
Sure.
All over the place, and I look forward to other opportunities I'll have for the rest of my career.
So, and just to be clear, everyone starts as a constable. Everyone starts out on the road.
Everybody starts on the road. They need to learn the ropes, if you will. They need to learn the position.
Right.
It is to be clear. Right. It is if you make this commitment, it is a continual learning process on this job. So we all have to start learning the basics of being a police officer.
Of course.
Before we move on.
Right. So we talked about some of the methods that you're using to bring in new recruits. Can you talk on that?
Yes. I mean, the outreach events, we have information sessions. We go to a lot of different job fairs. We go to, whether they're related to schools or there are different community job fairs as well, social media part. But, we still have to come up with some more new and innovative ideas to get qualified people through the door because, again, we need those qualified applicants to fill our vacancies.
Okay. So, fair topic, qualified applicants. What do you consider a qualified application?
Well, there's no one set in stone answer to that. Right. But some of the things we might look for is a post-secondary education is a huge asset. It's not required by the Police Services Act right now.
But it's preferred.
But it is preferred. I would say that close to 90% of our applicants have some form of post-secondary, either college or university. Right. And close to 95% of our hires have the same.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, so what I would encourage someone to do is if they've completed part of their post-secondary, and they're still quite young, in their very early 20s, I think it would be advantageous for them to go back and finish their schooling before pursuing a career in policing.
Right. And you mentioned community involvement.
Huge. We want our candidates to have the mindset to have a commitment to their community before they join our police service. And because that's what your career will ultimately be all about.
Betterment of your community.
Right. And so we want to see that commitment. Before your application comes in. We want to see that you have a commitment to your community. We don't tell people where to volunteer and what to do and whatnot. My advice to people is choose something that's near and dear to your heart that you love, that it won't make it a task for you. It's something that you'll actually be proud of.
Something that you enjoy doing?
Absolutely.
It makes it easy to want to do it, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And you have age groups. What typically is an age group that's being hired by your...
Well, that's... very, very wide range, very diverse right now. Right. I'll give you an example. We just we have a class of 30 cadets in training going down to the Ontario Police College today as we speak. Great. And they range in age from 22 to 40.
Wow, you've got a good spectrum.
With an average age of 27. So if, again, I'll make the point, if somebody's thinking they're in their late 20s or early 30s or late 30s, and it's too late for them, it couldn't be further from the truth either. There's opportunities for everybody.
That's fantastic.
A lot of people, they have, they decided partway through a career that they want to pursue a career in policing, and it's not uncommon for policing to be a second or third career for somebody.
So now, on York's side, you get a bit of life experience behind that.
Absolutely, and that ties into one of the attributes we like to see in a candidate is life experience. So while post-secondary is considered important, I would actually say that life experience is more important.
Yeah, sure.
And so that ties into, it could come through the volunteer work, and it could come through your current employment.
Right.
And with respect to the employment, my recommendation to people would be, no matter how young you are, no matter where you're working and what you're doing, to maintain a positive work record.
Very important.
Okay, and if you do decide you're going to leave a certain employer, you do so in a proper and professional manner.
It does show.
It does, because
Peter, thank you so much for being on here.
Okay.
We could go on for a long time with this. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Constable Craig McDowell from York Regional Police Marine Unit, and we're out on the trails of York Region. And Craig, thanks for coming on and sharing some information on why let's talk safety on the trails where you're riding.
Thanks for having me, Don. Yeah, absolutely. Safety is paramount with snowmobiling. It's a great sport.
It is.
We want people out on the trails having fun, but you got to do a pre-checklist prior to going out.
Fair enough.
And some of the things we highly recommend doing any pre-season start. Make sure you got fuel. Topped up. You don't want to run out on the trails in the middle of nowhere. Tell somebody where you're going. Paramount, right?
Absolutely.
So when you'll be back, roughly, ride with a friend. Always works well as well. Have your belt. Make sure you have a spare.
Okay.
That's the main drive component besides the engine, but keeps your engine going and keeps your track going. So make sure your belt's in good operating condition.
This is the part that wears out relatively
wears it quite a bit. Some of the extra things we highly recommend: have a tow strap in case you or your buddy needs to get towed home.
Right.
It's just an extra piece. A flashlight, because you never know at night. You need to see, need to do work.
Breaks down. You
Absolutely.
Need some extra light.
Picks. We can't say this enough.
Right.
Right. Have them. They make them. They're cheap. Your snowmobiles, thousands of dollars. These are $10 to $20 at best. And these will get you out of the water if you have them. Keep them up high.
So this is a tool to aid you.
Absolutely. A lot of times they're on your neck, on your arms.
So you wear these on your person.
Correct. Don't put them in your bag, because if the snowmobile goes in the water,
you keep those with you.
Prime thing, check your local ice conditions.
Of course.
It's paramount.
Of course.
Carry a whistle, sound signaling device. Another thing, floater suit.
Okay.
If you do go in, your clothing, you're going to go down quick. And without these, the chance of you getting out of the water are slim to none. Floater suit's going to get you up, float you, and then you'll be able to have your pick. Obviously, wearing a helmet.
Yes.
Different kinds out there.
There's approvals and ratings for these?
Absolutely. Make sure it's in good order. It's not cracked. Hasn't been dropped. Chin strap's in great shape.
Make sure it's your size.
Make sure it's your size.
Right.
And do up your chin strap.
Right. Right.
We carry a throw line bag. Extra, just in case you see somebody else out on the water that's gone through.
You can offer assistance.
You can offer assistance. Other things you need to have your driver's license. If you're 16 and above, you need to have your ownership, just like a car.
Okay.
You need to have your validation sticker.
Right. Yeah.
Which is on the side. You need to have valid insurance, carry that a copy of that on you.
So it's really no different than an automobile.
It's identical, just you're out on trails, you're out on public land, and be respectful of these lands. These are land providers that are giving us the opportunity to ride the trails.
Yeah, that is good to know that a lot of the trails go through private property. They may be maintained by the Trail Association, but they're maintained on private property.
And be respectful.
You have to be respectful.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's rules to the trails, follow them, because that's what's going to get guys kicked off, people on the snowmobiles. We want to be out there having fun like the rest of the world. Be safe about it.
And know that York Regional Police is out patrolling those trails.
Absolutely. We do run ride and make sure you're sober while running. Operating your snowmobile.
As I say, with any motor vehicle, no drinking and driving.
Absolutely.
Craig, thank you very much for the time.
Great.
And we're going to head back into the studio.
Thank you to Constable Craig McDowell for helping put together that safety message on snowmobiles. And right now we have Constable Lex Hands from the Crime Prevention Unit here. Lex, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we were talking a little bit before about crime prevention and your role and actually your team's role and how vast it is. You cover a lot of territory. So can we talk about some of those areas?
Absolutely. One of our main campaigns that we run is the Lock It or Lose It campaign.
Absolutely.
It's a province-wide campaign.
I see that quite a bit. We actually have a role of that. I see. So you said that's province-wide?
It's province-wide. It generally launches in the middle of December, prior to the holiday season, because that's when we tend to see a spike in these types of criminal offenses.
Right. And some of the things that you're reminding people then about Lock It or Lose It.
Lock your car. Keep your valuables in the trunk, out of sight. Bring in your cell phone, your tablet, your laptop with you at the end of your day. Bring them inside. Keep things that are valuable and important to you out of sight, and keep your vehicle locked.
Okay. So I guess this is where we kind of talk about you use the words opportunity thefts. This is part of the Lock It or Lose It.
Yes. The gangs of people will go out and they will target shopping centers, arenas, or people may let down their guard. They're busy, they throw things into their car and wander off without securing them. Right. So criminals will target these areas.
Now somebody's just walking through a parking lot, flipping door handles, and if yours happens to be unlocked?
You could come out to find your belongings gone.
And that's, of course. And so this is a campaign, though, that although it may be highlighted, over the holiday season, it is a year-round campaign?
Yes, it is a year-round campaign. We see a spike again in the summer months when school's out. Teenagers may be running the streets at night.
Yeah, of course.
Again, going through cars, unsecured cars.
Oh, so we're even talking about in people's driveways. We're not necessarily just talking out in malls.
No, it can be anywhere.
Right. And then that brings the other message of it has to be reported.
It does have to be reported. If we don't know that these types of offenses are occurring in areas, then we can't target the area and try to find the offenders.
Right. So tell us a little bit about that piece, because that's very important. I know we hear about it. I've heard people complain that, while on our street, did you report it? No, I didn't. Well, what's the value in reporting it if they don't report it?
There's the aspect of if you've lost identification, credit cards. Right. These things are going to need to be reported to the Ministry of Transportation or your credit card company. Right. We need to know about that as well. And a lot of your insurance information will require a police report as well. You can do it online, or you can attend the station, or have an officer attend your residence.
And you're looking to build a database of information, right, for specific areas?
We monitor, I monitor the statistics and the offenses in the 3-district area, in the Georgina area. So I do keep an eye on it, and I know our CIB personnel keep an eye on it as well as the...
And if it's not reported, you don't have that statistic.
We don't know anything. We don't know about what's going on in the area. Right. We don't know if we have a problem.
Yeah, so every corner I go to in crime prevention, that's the one message that I hear the most, is you must report it.
That, and we are trying to educate people. to prevent themselves from being victims of a crime, crime prevention.
So as a crime prevention officer, and you touched on education,
yes,
different forms of education that you're giving out to community members.
If we see an area that is spiked in criminal activity for whatever reason, we go out to the area and maybe we'll go door to door for break-and-enters that have been happening. So we'll provide the homeowner with...
You may give people information on break-and-enters in their area.
Right, how to stop your house from being a target of a break-and-enter artist.
Okay, so I guess there's different ways to kind of outfit your own home on the exterior?
Yes. We call it crime prevention through environmental design. Making sure the vegetation around your residence allows for a view into it from the street and a view out from inside. Lighting is a very big consideration for crime prevention. So is it kind of like
as a deterrent, I guess?
It is a deterrent. It's levels of deterrence. Right. Lighting, shrubbery. You want people to be able to see your residence and you be able to see out, so you can see people that are coming and going.
So kind of making you, in your own neighborhood, maybe a less desirable target?
Right. Somebody that sees that you have an alarm system, your house is well lit, is going to put the criminal maybe off to another easier residence that they see as being an easier target.
Not as likely to act out on yours. Right. Right. And some of the other areas of education that you offer the public?
Again, along the same lines for business owners. We do robbery prevention programs, crime prevention through environmental design as well. We'll go in and do an assessment on the business and help them make their business a little more secure.
So if you're called on by a business owner, you can just walk us through that. What kind of information would you provide?
We'll go in and do a security assessment. I'll walk around the outside of the building and help them maybe put some additional lighting in, cameras. Signage is a very big aspect of crime prevention as well. It shows ownership of the business and of the area. Locks, lights, cameras on the interior, sight lines where you want to be able to see out to see who's coming to your front door. Video monitors that allow customers that are coming in to see that they're on camera. It's all a deterrent. It's psychological deterrence.
Right. And it's very valuable. And I guess, both, whether it be a homeowner or a business owner, it might not be something that they're fully attuned to on their own. So having your input on it, I'm sure has to have great value.
Yes, and it's a free service that York Regional Police provide to anybody that is interested in having their business or their home audited. We can come in and do it.
That's good.
Free of charge.
Great information to have, right? We were talking earlier about crime prevention amongst seniors.
Seniors, we have, again, a handout for them. Seniors can be victims of telephone frauds. We've seen that in the news recently. Yes. The CRA scam. There's
we've talked a lot about those types of frauds, and seniors, I guess they're a bit more vulnerable in that aspect.
Yes. Elder abuse is something that we take very seriously as well. And home service. Home service frauds where somebody comes to the door and wants to see your bill and then your water heater.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, but
one of the oldest scams going. But it's still out there.
It is.
It's still out there. And I read about it again just a little while ago.
And this just isn't for the seniors themselves, but their family members and whatnot, keeping them aware and keeping them educated to not hand this type of information out.
Right.
Or if they think that they're potentially being the victim of a crime, to reach out to somebody and say, "This is what I have."
And in particular the seniors, because I've recently heard you'll actually go out and educate people?
We hold seminars where we have PowerPoint presentations, or I myself will go to the seniors buildings, Club 55, and give presentations or hand out information pamphlets like this.
Just like this.
And that may be enough just to get somebody thinking.
Yeah, and I've seen it advertised in recent weeks that there was a crime prevention symposium being hosted. But you're suggesting that if a group, a formed group, would like a presentation, they could reach out to you or another district?
Yes, we have 5 crime prevention officers, 1 per district, And if they reach out to their local crime prevention officer, we can arrange something for seniors buildings, or we come in and do a presentation, be it on fraud prevention, just crime prevention directed towards seniors.
In general, right? So again, it's a broad spectrum, and
we have
and you cover a lot of ground.
We have so many different aspects that we can address.
Fantastic. Lex, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Crime prevention is always important.
It is.
Okay?
It is.
And it's been a great episode. Thank you, everyone, for being here. For more information on this show, rogerstv.com. For more information on York Regional Police, yrp.ca. It's been great having you, and I look forward to seeing you again.